AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Fabian PerspecTV. Fabian Perspect making the connect. I don't know if I like that either. Fabian Perspect making the connect. He back at it afternoon, late afternoon, evening, early evening. Juju Bean. Oh, you still reading? All right. Got to make sure the kids are reading. Knicks Rehab. There's some news in the rumor mills. Got some comments in the books. Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Danny Berry, happy Tuesday to you as well. We enjoyed our 7 a.m. AllBall TV. I think we're gonna call it. Nah, then that's like the Brooklyn dude, Brooklyn 7 p.m. ABTV AM. We gotta call a morning show something, man. We gotta get some name, get creative. We need a name for the morning show. AB AM AB. I don't know. We got some stuff on deck. So far on the rumor mills, big man replacement. Mitchell Robinson talking spicy. Like real spicy. I like it. You saw we were talking about the WNBA, how they're getting spicy. Speaking of spicy, this came off kind of crazy. I didn't mean to say that you were spicy. Hot tamale.
Do we need to start over? I'm not coming in on spicy and hot tamale. I am not coming in on that.
Too late.
No. Do we need to start over? Are you okay? Let me let you have your moment.
I feel really good, man. I feel great. Once you get the sun, some vibrance.
No. Oh, once again, I am not coming out on spicy and hot tamale. Is it okay to come into the screen now?
Is it safe? It's safe.
My brother, what's happening?
Oh, Dominato.
Man, you already know. We in the building, man. We here. What's going on, fellas?
Man.
Everybody in the chat, how y'all doing today? Hope everybody doing great and well.
We got Danny Berry in the building, showing us love as usual. Happy Tuesday. Big Knicks. My man got a Scully on his 80 degrees outside. You crazy? Big Knicks.
Listen, Master P wore Scully in 100-degree weather. He became a billionaire. I'm just following suit. Let's go.
I'm looking up a real, like, you know what? I want to go with my guy from Knicks Recap. He broke it down. We'll just shoot to there because I don't think they're going to show us the hate that ESPN showed everybody yesterday. They blocked our video. They blocked a whole bunch of videos because they didn't want to see Stephen A. Smith get roasted. So So far, you look like Nostradamus out here, AllBall. You said Stephen A. Smith doesn't want to look like that. And you see the inner workings in the background right now, blocking people's video. Why don't you want to look bad? So now we got to go find it. And that means, remember, when I block it, I got to delete all those portions. So now you can't even look it up. Even though we're talking about it, you're gonna hear us refer to it. So sucker time. Anyway, who's not on sucker time is our guy, Knicks Rehab. I gotta get his name is Troy Mahibar. I hope I said your name right, man. But you do awesome work. We want to show everybody that does content creation, awesome work. But also, you guys make it easier for us to, to do our job.
Right. On Lauri Markkanen and his situation with the Utah Jazz. Now, I don't know if he's going to be available for trade. That's going to be up to Danny Ainge. But if he does become available for trade, he is going to have a number of suitors waiting to trade for him. One of those teams, according to an NBA executive, is the New York Knicks. Let's break down these latest reports about Markkanen and the teams interested in trading for him. According to TheHeavy.com, they reported that Lauri Markkanen could fill a key role for the Knicks. So much so that one executive tabbed him as a dream target for New York. According to that executive, there are a few teams that, when you look at it, he is going to be their dream target. The Lakers, you get a guy like him with Anthony Davis, and that's perfect for both guys. The Knicks would love to get a hold of him. The Heat, again, put him with Bam Adebayo, and that is the pair you want to build.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster?
Again, that kind of love. Commercial off. You got lucky. Sorry about that, guys.
Ever he wants. Just to build around. Heat, again, put him with Bam Adebayo, and that is the pair you want to build around. You can send Jimmy Butler wherever he wants. Just the floor spacing aspect of it, it's so valuable. He could make things easier on your stars. It's very easy to understand why the Knicks may hold Lauri Markkanen as one of their dream targets because of his fit, his size, his ability to space the floor, but also his ability to break down the defense. He can score in the mid-range. He can score from the three. And because of his size, defenders that try to guard him are going to have a very tough time. They're not going to be able to do so very easily. And even when they do, he has a very high basketball IQ where he can pass out of it and make sure somebody else gets open, gets the ball, and they can make a shot. We've seen it in his time with Utah.
All right, I don't want to break down like his opinion. I'd rather you guys go to his site, check him out. That's Knicks Recap, the Knicks Recap. He got 12,000 followers, 13,000 followers, and respectfully, he earned them all because this is how he treats his platform. He just comes with information. There's no gimmicks, no nothing. He's a straight Knicks news reporter, and he gives his opinion eventually, as he's gonna do so there. I'd rather you guys go to his YouTube and check him out. Oh yeah, from the sidelines, mind and mind. It's grind time. Oh, we live.
Yo, Big Flea, never the little one. What's up, y'all?
Oh man, that the game face is serious. Oh man, it's going down.
Man, I can't stay too long. But I wanted to pop in real fast and highlight my brothers real quick.
Fabian,
good beanie.
You already know.
Good beanie.
Listen, man. Master P in the flesh. Beanies in the summertime, baby. Hey,
you better not show up on 125th with that damn beanie on right now.
Yeah, listen, as long as I got my Knicks people with me, I'm straight.
I'm good. We good.
Hey, Fabian, let's get Flea's opinion first, since he got to kind of be in and out. Go ahead, Fabian. Let's ask Flea. What you want to ask him.
Oh yeah, what are our thoughts on Lauri Markkanen, the rumor mill, and just how he fits with the Knicks?
Man, obviously a guy that is a all-star in this league. Obviously would be an upgrade at the position. AllBall always talks about if we're going to upgrade that position, we got to bring in a guy that could do something for us offensively. I feel like we're one of the only teams that have this too big lineup and they really can't do anything for us on the offensive end with Mitch and Hartenstein. So if we do look at a guy like Markkanen, that's what he'll bring. But when you bring a guy in like that who does put the ball in the baskets, been an all-star already, has had a team built around him somewhat in Utah, that brings a different attitude. That brings a different approach to the game. And what I think all three of us have always said, we want to continue to build this roster, but we got to bring in guys that are right for our culture. Right? We just can't bring in anybody because they averaged 30 last year. That don't mean shit to us because do they fit with what we're doing? So he's a decent rim protector. I thought he was a better defender than what he actually is. I took a look at him a little bit, kind of looked at some numbers. He's not the greatest defender, but he's serviceable around the rim. So I just think it's time that we start looking at what we need to do with that position, right? I think we finally came to grips with, hey, Mitch is great when he's out there, but there's far too many times where we find him not out. We need him out there. He's very, very vital in what we do. So Lauri is an upgrade in terms of taking pressure off of Brunson, another guy that could go get 20 to 25, aside from Julius. So do I want us to jump out the window and go get him? No. But is that somebody, if they wound up in blue and orange next season, would I be upset? No, I don't think I would be upset, as long as he buys in to what we're selling as a team. Everybody that comes to us has to buy in to what we're doing. They have to. Can't be any egos. It can't be any selfish. It can't be any guys looking for, how they can, up their resume. Nah, you got to come and fit in to do what we're doing, because we building something special over there.
Oh, boy.
Great point. Only thing I can disagree with to a certain extent is if we should go all in to get him. If go all in means, let me just guess. If go all in means what? Randall, Mitchell, and some picks. Exactly.
It's a lot.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot. But think about if we still have OG, we still have Brunson, we still have DiVincenzo, we still have Hart. Let me ask y'all this. If y'all notice, all the teams this year that made it far, whether it was conference finals and finals, they have a big man that can stretch the floor. That's our problem. Markkanen, he's young, good player. He could potentially be a great player in today's league. I think he'd be a great fit for us because, Flea, you said it perfect. He can stretch the floor. He can hit the mid-range. He got a post-up game. He can knock down a three-point shot, and he's a big body. So, for me, we have to start figuring out what is it we want to do. Because for us to get to the next level, there are going to be opportunities and special players that if we have an opportunity to get them, we have to go get them. And if there's an opportunity to get Markkanen, and we can keep Brunson, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and OG, I'm going to be honest. Now, if we can also keep Julius Randle, because remember, over there in Utah, Danny Ainge want picks.
Mm-hmm. We got him.
Right on cue, AllBall. Real quick before you go on. Knicks, Heat, Lakers interested in Lauri Markkanen. If they could swap Randall for Markkanen, then cough up a lot of first rounders, 5 or 6, you'd have to think. But Danny Ainge on board, they don't want Randall in Utah, so it has to be picks. That was Charlotte from Let's Talk Knicks, and that's from the website heavy.com. So it's exactly what you said. Danny Ainge is looking for picks. He ain't looking for Julius Randle.
Right. So if we could figure out a way, and remember, this is I look to my brothers and to people in the platform, because like I tell y'all, the little kinks and things of that nature I'm not great at. But if we can give up, let's just say all the picks. Of course I'm exaggerating, but let's just say we could give up whatever we have as far as picks to Danny Ainge, and we could basically keep all our guys. I'm gonna be honest. That's something that we need to think about.
Mm-hmm.
That's really something we need to think about, Flea, because we have an opportunity with guys like KD, Curry, LeBron getting older. A lot of these younger guys, like the SGAs, like Ant-Mans, as you notice, they're not ready to make that leap yet. So we need to be in that mix every year.
Mm-hmm.
To where, when the odd makers come out before the season, when they're talking about chances of making the finals or winning the finals, we need to be in that talk every year. And I think right now, when the oven is hot, you have to strike.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have an opportunity to do that without losing much, because once again, we have these draft picks, they're not going to turn into nothing crazy in the draft, because as we see, as year and year go by, the drafts are getting weaker and weaker. If we could turn that into an all-star player, that's going to actually help. I think we take that chance and go for it. So to answer the initial, I think Markkanen would be a perfect fit for us, because that's something that we're lacking. A big man that's literally gifted offensively and can stretch the floor. And that gives Brunson a super break, to where now he doesn't have to be Superman every night.
Flea, do you know why Lauri Markkanen only played 55 games last year and why he's never played 70 games in his career?
Can't stay healthy.
But I'm looking at Let me pull that up real quick. Sorry. Looking at his injury history, and is it muscle injury? Because it's not bone. It's not the bones that are really hurting him, right? Shoulder, quad, rest injury, maintenance, quad, rest,
A Flea.
hamstring.
A Flea.
Yup.
They said his injury is Utah.
Like, cause I always wondered why they decided to move forward with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley as opposed to Evan Mobley and Lauri Markkanen. I mean, I guess that's some of the same style between Mobley and Markkanen, so maybe that's hard for them to play together. But you could see now that they're about to move Jared Allen and go forward with Mobley as, you know, they're big. I'm sure they're gonna put somebody next to him because he's still thin. But now they're going forward with him. So I don't have reservations about Markkanen, you know, because we clearly see when he's ready to rock and roll, this dude is an all-star level player.
Right.
Like, he's one of the best 24 players in the league. So I'm just like super, super big on what we've built over the last couple of years and not like throwing a monkey wrench in it and seeing if we could maintain the culture with, you know, bringing in a guy that may not necessarily fit. So that's really only my concern. I'm gonna jump out of here. I'm gonna continue to watch my brothers, Knicks Rehab, Flea, Fabian, AllBall. I love y'all brothers, man. I'm watching.
Sir. Appreciate you all day, my brother. Yes, sir.
All
big shout out to my brother Flea, y'all, man. Just show him some love. Come on, man. Look what he did. He stopped in real quick, real brief. This is what Knicks Rehab is about, y'all. We make it happen.
Fabian, say bye to me, nigga. What's wrong with you?
I was letting AllBall talk, Flea. Have a good day. Enjoy your evening and rest of your day, and have a good night. Hopefully the kids and everybody's resting well.
You know how I treat him, OG.
That's
Goodbye.
right.
You know how I treat him.
Say bye, nigga.
You know how I treat him. Love my brothers. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Yes, sir. Always. Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, man. Big shout out to Flea, man, in the building. Big shout out to our other brothers that's always here with us. Dom, Uncle Weiss, my brother Kels, man. But yeah, I think Fabian is gonna have to come a time where we're gonna have to make a decision. We have assets, we have picks, and you know, if we can stay healthy, then we're good. But if we have an opportunity to upgrade and do a major upgrade, I think we have to make that move. A guy like Markkanen, listen, man, if we could get that guy, and I think we could, because Danny Ainge want picks. We have picks, and he's trading a player to the East Coast. It's not going to affect nothing in Utah. It ain't like he's trading them where we stand in the West, and we're going to make Utah look crazy. So I think it's a great fit. And once again, if you look at the playoffs this season, all the teams that made it far and are still playing have big men that can stretch the floor. Embiid almost beat us in the first round, but just because of that. So we have to figure that out. We have to figure that out. We cannot have two big men that cannot give us nothing offensively on a consistent basis. And just think about that next guy that can just take a load, pause off of Jalen Brunson, because I really feel Brunson doesn't care if he has to give you 40 every night. He just wants to win. And that young man wants to bring a title to New York City. And we know that's who is going to go through. So, yeah, if we can get Markkanen, I say go for it.
So I'm looking up some stats. Julius Randle's situational statistics are probably a little bit different than what most would expect. 20.9% of his offense comes from post-ups. It's far from an insignificant amount. It ranks as only average in this group, as does the less than 0.79 points per possession he generated in these instances. So I think he's generating less than a point per game per possession. And Lauri Markkanen averages 1 post-up a game, and he averages 1 point per post-up possession. That's in the 57th percentile, so that's in the middle. So maybe he can post up. I just rarely see him doing. I guess when he does it, it looks amazing. And the other thing is, for me, Lauri Markkanen averages 5.5 free throws a game, but he makes it at a better clip than Julius Randle. And Julius Randle shoots about 6 free throws a game. So Markkanen is clearly a better shooter. Like, I don't know if he has the dribble handoff ability though, and the post up in the Tom Thibodeau offense, and if he goes after the offensive rebounds like our guys do. I mean, Randall's averaging around 2 since he's been with the Knicks. Lauri Markkanen's, and then who the hell averages that many offensive rebounds with? That's not on the Tom Thibodeau team anyway.
How many rebounds does Markkanen average?
He averages 8, which is one less than around 2 less than Randall.
Now that's not far off. If it would have been 5 or 6, that would have been a problem. But also, Markkanen, he creates and draws double teams. We have nobody but Brunson on our team that causes double teams. Think about that. So defenses can just lock in on Brunson if they want to. As great as OG is, he doesn't create a double team. Randall doesn't create a double team. Markkanen comes in, you have to double team him. Now that leaves guys like DiVincenzo, Hart, Brunson to do what they can do. So for me, I just think, I don't want to lose Randall, but we got to find players that can make the game easier, the job easier for our guys. And when you think about having a starting 5 and you don't have to double team no one. Now you can throw 2-3 guys at Brunson how they was doing us to wear him down. You bring a guy in like Markkanen, you can't do that because he's legit and he's young. So listen, it's something to think about. I love the idea of it. I love the notion, but it's definitely something to think about.
The only thing for me is like 55 games played last year. I don't know if they were really tanking or not. He's never played 70 games. That's all a big deal to me. That stands out. The dribble handoff game that Hartenstein brings, because I think that would be a replacement for Hartenstein. I don't think you sign Hartenstein and him because as a matter of fact, they're both making 18. Lauri Markkanen is making this season. He just made 17 million, and next year he'll make 18 million. That's going to go up way more.
Right.
But here's a question I'm going to propose to you. If we would have signed $100 million deal with Markkanen, that seems like a no-brainer compared to Hartenstein.
That's how I know you my brother. I was just thinking that. Now, that's where we overpay. That's where you go take this 25 a year, 4 years. That's where you do that at. Like I said, I love Hartenstein, but I can't overpay him. I'm sorry. Markkanen, now it makes sense. Because what does he average for the season? Give me his average.
Points. I think, like Flea said, shout out to Flea, 23 points a game. 23 points a game, 8 rebounds, 90% from the free throw line. That's major. That's another factor. Oh my God.
Listen,
48% from the field and 39, well, basically 40% from three-point range.
Now,
I don't think he said Randall doesn't draw a double team. I think you were saying that now if Markkanen is there, we'll have guys that you can't double. You can't double him.
Right. Well, let's be honest. Randall doesn't draw a double team because he doesn't post up enough.
No, he does. That's what they were saying. He does post up enough, but it's just clumsy.
Well, for us when we watch it, like his post up turns into fadeaway. So of course, all right. Let me correct myself. Yes, he does post up, but it's not like he's posting up and he's waiting for the double team to kick out for the open shot. He's gonna post up a little guy like me and still shoot the fadeaway. What I'm saying is with Markkanen, look at the numbers you read off. It's just all positives. Now, of course, if we lose Hartenstein, we're gonna lose, the defense, the tenacity, the little bit of rim protecting he does give. But look at what we gaining on offense. And once again, just imagine having a guy like that next to Brunson, to where now you got to pick your poison. And then now we got Hart, DiVincenzo, OG roaming around. Now I see nothing but great and good coming from this.
Also, we can't forget what Hartenstein is now and what we've been saying. For Precious Achiuwa, that's how we know, back to what Flea's point is always about Jericho Sims. He doesn't know how to play basketball. Jericho Sims does not know the game of basketball because you're a big man in the Tom Thibodeau lineup and you can't get going. But for the fundamentals of a big man, rebound, block shots, that's all you got to do.
Right.
Set picks. Hartenstein became, I don't want to call him an all-star, but come on now. We can go to the stats.
Yeah.
He averaged 3 offensive rebounds per game this last season and 2.5 the previous season. That was up from like 1.7. So he
Right.
went from 1.7 offensive rebounds to 2.5, and last year 3.3. Who's to say Markkanen, if he's gonna buy into this lineup, I think that's the X man now. It's not Mitchell Robinson. He's probably gonna replace Hartenstein on the low. I don't think you bring back Hartenstein. And
Nope.
even if you had them both in the lineup, you like that was Flea asked. He didn't know what was wrong in Cleveland with Markkanen. It was clunky. It was 3 7-footers on the court at the same time. Jarrett Allen, Mobley, and Markkanen, and none of them were really who's really a 7-footer that moves like there was no Akeem Olajuwon out there. There was no,
Right.
Bam out of like Anthony Davis. And even if you did, it's 3 7-footers. We don't have 3 7-footers. All we need is those 2 6'10", 7-foot guys. And to Flea's point, how many blocks did Lauri average? That's what I meant to look at. Damn, half a block a game is kind of suspect.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'd definitely be losing something, but I think we'll be gaining a lot. And for me, you have to go with the better player. So I'm just big on that as well. It's like, okay, what do? If the guy's that much better and has that much of a higher ceiling, like he's a legit all-star in the West. When people say the West is tougher, he's a legit all-star in the West. The numbers don't lie. 90 from free throw, 40 from 3, 23 and 8 at 6'11", 7 foot. How do you argue with that? So for me, that's where you spend your money. Like I said, if we can keep Hartenstein and get a little break, but once again, I want everybody to get their money. But I can't give you 100 when there's a guy that's significantly better and he's a legit starter. Hartenstein is not a legit starter. We have to be honest about that. So, yeah, I think we have a great problem on our hands, but we really have to start looking into some of these guys that we could attempt to get. That's all-stars and future great players, especially filling a position that we need. Because just imagine if Hartenstein can give you 15 and 8. We beat Indiana. Simple and plain. If Hartenstein was able to knock down a 3-point shot, go in the post, like I said, give us between 12 to 16, 15 points, something of that nature, and be some of a threat, we win that series. But by him not being able to do that, he's very limited when it comes to that. So I think we make that move, and I love it. I love it.
It's tough because he's never been in the playoffs either with Markkanen. So there's some glaring attributes out there, some glaring statistics. But like we talked about, the free throw and the 3-point percentage and the free throw percentage, he can pick and pop a lot, like you're saying, Marley Marl. Lauri was trash in the defensive system in Chicago and Cleveland. He improved when he got to Utah in the pick and pop system. Yeah, he's a little more finesse. We'll miss out on that if like we're just imagining if this is the case. No way you bring him and then you keep Hartenstein, in my opinion. Also, I don't think it's happening because that's a hell of a move to trade all those draft picks with the Donovan Mitchell thing all over again, and you bring him in here, and we don't know if he fits. Like what you're trading away with Hartenstein more than anything else is the fit. Like we know we could get more offense from Markkanen, but it's not guaranteed he's gonna fit here, and we won't boom. Like, bro, you don't play any defense because he was all right. Don't get me wrong. Chicago was tough to play in, and he was young, but with Cleveland, I don't know how he felt like he could have fit in there anyway. Marley Marl, but and in Utah now, just the fact that you're a 7-footer and you're that skilled and you haven't made the playoffs, it's kind of a big deal. Like somebody just said Sabonis is better than him, but that's not even fair. Like Sabonis has been in the league 7-8 years. Sabonis is just tougher.
Right. But see, I don't want us to get into who's better, who's not. Like, that's not fair to him. At the end of the day, you're not going to tell me he's not a good player and you don't want him on your team if you can get him. To me, that's what it boils down to. Yeah, and of course, he lacks a lot of defense, but that's where Mitchell Robinson comes into factor. Precious Ochoa, OG, Josh Hart. Once again, every 7-footer is not going to be Akeem Olajuwon or Rudy Gobert or Anthony Davis or be a great defender. Let's be realistic. Name me the great defenders we have on the Knicks besides OG and Mitchell Robinson. Julius Randle ain't a great defender. These guys ain't making all NBA defense. These guys ain't in DPOY talks at all. So miss me with that. No disrespect. Do I want my big man to be able to play some type of defense? Yes. Do I want them to rim protect? Yes. But at the end of the day, 23-8, 90 from the free throw line, 40 from 3-point. In today's game, I'm taking that all day, especially over a Hartenstein. I'm sorry.
I definitely understand what you're saying, but I agree with Luke Skywalker visions. Markkanen does not fit with Tibbs. I haven't seen that. Like 55 games, how many games? All these things are kind of standing out for me. That's all I'm saying. And then he's not a great passer to me. Now, again, like we said though, I don't want to say who was Hartenstein before Tibbs, but there was a jump up. This guy was met with a challenge and he accepted it. So who's to say this guy's 7 feet and he never had a Tom Thibodeau around him to coach him? This guy is it not Quinn Snyder, who's over there in Utah? The guy, I don't even know his name. He came from the Celtics. So he hasn't been introduced to a guy like Tom Thibodeau yet, who used to be in Chicago. I don't think Markkanen was. No, he wasn't there with Tom Thibodeau was in Chicago. But to have a 7-foot guy and you tell him, listen, you do whatever you want to do on offense. But on the defensive end, I need this, this, and this. And on offense, you got to crash them boards.
But this is what I don't want to happen. We cannot miss out on good players or great players because of that. Then we'll never win a championship. As long as you make the effort, if it's not in you, pause, to be a great defender, then it's just not in you. But as long as you make the effort, God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant wasn't a great defender. He made the effort. That's all I ask with any NBA player. Make the effort. We cannot keep saying this person doesn't fit Tom Thibodeau. So let's just say we won't get Luka because he doesn't fit Tom Thibodeau style of play. You get where I'm going? We cannot have that mindset because then you know what happened? We'll be getting out of the second round every year. It's about trying to win a championship. When you're a great coach, you have to figure out how to coach your guys, even if they're not your cup of tea. Prime example, Steve Kerr with Golden State. He figured it out. He took what Mark Jackson had and he figured it out. Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks organization, the front office, figure it out. Once again, here's my question to y'all. If Luka Doncic was available, would we not take him because he doesn't fit Tom Thibodeau's coaching style? Listen, I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I get the coach. I get all of that. But we have to start thinking about winning championships. And we got to do whatever we got to do to win a championship. And if it means, switching it up a little bit, then so be it. But listen, we cannot rely on just Tom Thibodeau to win us a championship. You also need the talent. And by us being injured all season and not having enough talent, it showed. If we had Markkanen instead of Hartenstein, we win that series. Why? Because offensively, he can get it done. Simple and plain. Miles Turner ain't a great defender, but you know what he does? He makes the effort. You tell me a 7-footer, when he sees a little man going to the layup, he can't go up there and block it. I see Miles Turner make great blocks in the series. He ain't a great defender, but he makes the effort. So for me, I think, I'm not going to say y'all wrong on Markkanen, but we have to slow down with he's not Tibbs kind of guy. Okay, cool. So we only want Tibbs kind of guys? I don't know what y'all want. I want a championship.
But let's meet this happy medium. Let's meet this happy medium. Because if you pay your phone bill, Google kind of comes with it. It's not free, but it comes along with that. Bulls Insider don't rule out Knicks making Lauri Markkanen contract offer. This is from February 4th, 2021.
Wow.
Right? That's when he was on the Bulls. Oh, sorry. That's when he was on the Bulls. Hey, don't do that. In the second paragraph, you have, don't rule out an offer from the same Knicks, Crowley wrote after a 2-game split. New York head coach Tom Thibodeau has reportedly always been a big fan of the forward and could look to bring Markkanen aboard after the Bulls failed to sign him to a long-term extension last offseason. The 23-year-old will certainly get a lot of attention in the summer after a big start of the 2020-2021 season. I don't see anything else here in reference to the Tom Thibodeau thing, but it was the only clip of quote that I saw with Tom Thibodeau and Lauri Markkanen, and they quote him as being a fan. I remember him not being a fan of plenty of other offensive players. So that's a big deal. Again, I think he views guys like him as clay, and just he can mold them. Like Hartenstein, shout out to Dom Drop. He said we're gonna love him.
Yes.
Markkanen has shown some flashes on defense, but I can't imagine that Thibodeau is showing him, bro, all you got to do is turn around and go over here. Just slide over here. That's all you have to do on defense, because we're going to close out. We're going to slow the game down, and you're going to be a superstar with a slowed down system. You shooting 40% from three. That changes everything. Pump faking from the corner and getting to the basket. You're going to get so many more points and rebounds. He's going to be way more valuable in a system like this. The more that we talk, I'm buying into it. Buying into it.
And just great point. Just think now, Tom Thibodeau, maybe he can instill that toughness in him. Show him how to become a good defender. Maybe not a great defender, but maybe can show him how to be a good defender and help him become a great two-way player, like an Anthony Davis, like some of those guys that's out there. So for me, like I said, man, when you have an opportunity to get future superstars and great players, if you can get them, I don't see why you don't get them, especially if you don't have to get rid of everybody. This is no more Carmelo Anthony moves where you get these great players and you just literally get rid of your whole roster. No, take 2-3 guys, or take 2 guys with expiring contract, take some picks and go about your business. If not, then cool, no problem. But it's not like, remember, the asking price 10 years ago would have been, give me DiVincenzo, Hart, OG, Deuce McBride, and give me 5 picks. Those days is over. So once again, if we could not sign Hartenstein and snatch him up, and maybe, like you said, give away a player with some picks, that's a win-win. So those days is over. I don't see that happening again, those highway robberies like what happened with Minnesota and Rudy Gobert, even though after a while it paid off, because look, they was 4 games away from being in the finals. So once again, these moves are made for the future. We get Markkanen, no telling what can happen in the next 4 years. But you never know if you don't make that move. Once again, these teams are getting better and better. These athletes are getting younger, faster, stronger. The guys from overseas are coming in and taking over immediately. You can't keep playing catch up. We finally caught up. Let's stay there. We can't keep playing catch up. Can't keep letting these great players go to other teams and we're not taking them because of our ego or our pride, or, well, he's not the player that's going to fit for us. Okay, well, he's going to go somewhere else and wind up winning a championship or wind up being relevant and making that team compete every year. We got to figure out what we want to do.
Absolutely. Looking up the other Knicks rumors. I think it was Jordan Clarkson again from the Utah Jazz. How do you feel about Jordan Clarkson wanting to make himself available for the Knicks? And yeah, but what do you think about that? Another Utah guy, is he using the Knicks as clickbait or trade bait to try to dupe Danny Ainge into getting him over here?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't care what he's using it for. He's a legit instant offense off the bench. He's a guy that he's like very fringe starter. Like, he's right there. I would love Clarkson because, once again, he can give you 20 to 30 to 40 coming off the bench. He shoots a high clip from 3-point, and he's instant offense. Listen, man, the Knicks right now, we are a great destination. A lot of these guys, you're not telling me they didn't see the Knicks fan base. They didn't watch the playoffs with the Knicks because that was the hottest ticket throughout the playoffs. And say to themselves, I want to be a part of that. And a lot of these guys is understanding what the Knicks need. Remember, a guy like Clarkson is going, I know for a fact if I was there, we'd have beat Indiana. Because I come off the bench, I could ball handle, I could give him 20, 30. Remember, DiVincenzo, them guys is tired. I'm another scorer. So whether it's clickbait or not, I would love a Clarkson because one thing I realized in the NBA, you need a bench. You need a bench. And to have a guy like that coming off your bench, listen, that he can be the difference from you getting to the finals or losing a game 7 at home against a mediocre Indiana Pacers.
Oh, this is it right here. Jordan Clarkson will welcome a trade to the Knicks. This is the guy who posted it. These guys, big Nick energy. Just gotta be careful what we post. Sometimes we get caught up. Anything could be clickbait nowadays.
Right.
But
Well, let me ask you, even if it's clickbait or not, even if it's fake or not, still on Knicks Rehab, we like to talk about, options and wish lists and players we may like, may want, or don't want. Right now, you're the Knicks. Clarkson or Deuce McBride, who would you rather coming off the bench?
Well, I think Jordan Clarkson's a better player. It's just tough. He's clearly a better player. I mean, 6'6", he can score.
Real quick, because that's basically what spot he would be taking, right? If I'm not.
Yeah, man, he's a guy that, like, he's been with the Lakers, the Cavaliers. He's been all over the place.
He's been around.
Now with the Jazz, so he understands roles. He just doesn't shoot great from 3. That's my big deal with him. But he can handle the ball. So imagine him, Brunson can play off of him. But again, we don't want anyone to crowd that paint for Brunson. We need it for him to have as much space as possible. That's why going back to the marketing thing for a half a second, it was beautiful because if you're shooting 40% from 3, we don't have that on the team really. A 7-foot 40% 3-point shooter, and then he can hit from the free throw line. So if he goes to the basket, you foul him. You don't want to foul him. We don't have that guy where you're gonna almost allow him to get a layup because you don't want to foul him and give him 2 shots, and now you're at a disadvantage. Clarkson doesn't really have that 3-level scoring. Let me look up his stats real quick.
What does he shoot from the field goal and from 3-point? What's his percentage?
He got 9 years in the game. I thought he was 6'6". He's 6'3". He plays bigger though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I like him.
He doesn't look like a 6'3" guy. He averages 17 a game last year for his career. I'm gonna set that up for you guys. For his career, he's at 16, but last year, we'll stick to last season, 17 points per game. Him jumping up in free throws is major because he's been floundering, but 88% is amazing, even though it's only three attempts a game. So it's 17 points, almost half a steal, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He's shooting 41% and 29% from 3. And that was always my issue with him. He doesn't shoot that well.
I was wrong about that from 3. Yeah, I mean, the 40% from the field is great, though. I like that.
No, you can't. No, not 41. That's horrible. You got to shoot 45, 50% from the field. You can't, remember, he's 6'3". Maybe he's shooting too many bad shots. We can scroll down to the shooting. Possession advanced, adjusted shooting, right?
I'm being honest. Excuse me. I don't mind the 41%. I definitely don't like the 29% from 3. I definitely thought he shot better from 3.
41% is horrible. Percentage of field goal attempts by distance is 62%. Let's see. He's shooting a lot of 3s, 37%. He's shooting 38% of his shots are 3-pointers. Between the paint, though, he's between 3 to 10 feet. You have 34% of his shots are in there. So he's either shooting a 3-pointer or he's shooting between 3 to 10 feet, which is what you want, but he's still not shooting well enough. And then he doesn't shoot enough put enough pressure on the defense to get free throws. That's my biggest issue with him so far. Like, you can't be that little, have the ball that much in your hands, but he made a name for himself. Like there's something about him that we do like, and I don't. Again, that's where the contracts kick in because that Deuce contract is cheap. That thing is cheap.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so with Jordan Clarkson, I'd imagine he's making just off the without thinking at least 20 million a year.
Dang.
Right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How much do you think he makes before I look it up?
I would guess 15. 20 is a lot. I mean, I would guess 15. I'm probably wrong. But yeah, with that, you can keep him.
Oh, so maybe I'm wrong. You were right. 14 million.
Yeah. 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 I mean, for me, I don't want to get rid of Deuce. Like I said, everybody, Knicks Rehab, we just, breaking down and coming up with scenarios that's possible. Now that, because Deuce McBride is what, about 5'11", maybe 6 foot?
Say 6'1".
Okay. Deuce is definitely much cheaper. And he's shown that he can hold it down. So maybe the Clarkson thing may be a little too expensive for us. Because I'm pretty sure his next contract, he's probably going to want 17, 18.
It's definitely going up because of the TV deal, but
right, yeah. So you can keep Clarkson.
Yeah, because he just doesn't.
Yeah.
He's dynamic. He has enough. He's like there's some star flair to him at times, but it's not enough. It's not worth the deal.
Yeah.
It's not worth what they say. The itch ain't worth the scratch or whatever.
Yeah, but also
Nah.
if those numbers was 45, 46, and the 3-point was 37, 38, 39, then maybe it's a discussion. But like you said, to be yeah, we definitely keep Deuce with that one for sure.
Absolutely.
What happened?
Do you want to get into our guy? Our big man. He's on these YouTube streets, these Instagram streets.
Yeah, let's see my guy Big Mitch, man. That's right.
Real quick before, man, he's letting y'all know, man. I'm out here, I'm recovering, but I ain't playing with you guys, man. He saw a Knicks Fan TV post where a caller called in about Lauri Markkanen, and I guess they wanted to trade him for Mitchell Robinson. But Mitchell Robinson's in the comments. He must be seeing a whole bunch of stuff that that we've been posting out here. Ninjas love saying my name. Just sit back and watch how I come back, and I'm standing on that. And Knicks Fan TV over here, he expressed displeasure for Markkanen. He doesn't really want Markkanen on the team. He doesn't know where he would fit, especially if you don't trade Randall. Where would he go? Which is a fair point. But Mitchell Robinson ain't trying to hear none of that. He wants to know why we tripping on all this and trying to trade him for everybody and everyone. Do you think Mitchell Robinson had a right to be going hard body karate in the comments?
Yes and no. For me, this is what sports talk is. Us people in the media, we're always going to get things wrong more than we get it right. I just hope these guys don't take it personal. Because half of us, for me, I speak for myself. I'm not tall. I wasn't that great of a basketball player, but I love the game. So, of course, when guys like us talk, we come off as if we maybe disrespect. No, we just talking the game. So I just hope the players don't take it personal. But what Mitch said, I love that he did that because hopefully it motivates him. I'm going to be honest. Watching him in that Philly series, I seen the improvement, even though he was hobbled. So now I'm just saying, I'm hoping he's in the lab. He's working now, getting in shape, because I think Mitch could average a double-double. I've seen Mitch put the ball on the floor. I've seen him shoot a jump shot. I've seen him post up, try to make a move. So I just hope this motivates him, but I just hope they don't take it personal with the people in the comments and the platforms. Because once again, man, when we talk about you guys, whether it's negative or positive, it's a testament of how good you are, because you don't want nobody not talking about you. So, I'm glad he's paying attention, but once again, I hope that's motivating him, because we do not need you to digress. We need you to stay healthy, and we need you to be on the floor, man. So no matter what he say in the comments, got to stay healthy and stay on the floor. But it's funny. But with Knicks Fan TV, I disagree with him when he was saying that where would Markkanen fit if Randall was still there? He's a better basketball player than Randall. So what do you mean where he would fit? He would fit. He's taking Randall's spot as far as the next option. Randall has to fall in line. Simple and plain. You do not pass up getting good players and making your team better. Simple. If it doesn't work out, okay, cool. We move on. But you don't know unless you make that decision or make that choice. So I definitely disagree with him with that. That's us being diehard Knicks fans and trying to protect our guys. See, Randall has to understand if we get a player that's better than him and he stays on the roster, you have to make the proper adjustments because it's bigger than you. It's us trying to win a championship. And we will never forget what you did for us and what you're doing for us. But don't tell me if Markkanen come, we have to worry about how Julius Randle feels. That's not business. You tell me if you run a corporation or you run a business and you're able to get someone that's better than your employees, you're going to worry about what your employees think? No. We worried about how much better it makes the business, the brand. So I definitely disagree with Knicks Fan TV. Big shout out to him doing great work, but that was totally wrong. My opinion.
I think it's tough because Julius Randle can bring the ball up sometimes, even though it's a little bit he can do it crazily. I don't know if Lauri Markkanen can really do that. 7-footer. Only guy that does that 7 feet is Joker, really, right? Like, so that would be a tough fit. I agree with that. I agree with that. Again, it's the fit, and again, we don't see how Hartenstein stays if you bring in Markkanen. But if he does stay, Hartenstein.
So hold on.
Markkanen lineup is dope.
Let me ask you a question. Brunson at the 1, DiVincenzo at the 2. No. Let me slow down. Brunson at the 1. Okay, let's just say DiVincenzo at the 2, OG at the 3, Randle at the 4, Markkanen at the 5. Explain to me what's wrong with that starting 5.
Just right now, the same health problem we're dealing with.
No. Forget the health. I'm saying fully healthy because you just agree with Knicks Fan TV saying you don't know how it works. So I just gave you that starting 5. Explain to me where the problem is at. And then you have coming off the bench Deuce, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Precious. But what's wrong with that starting 5 that can't work?
The only thing would be the offensive rebounding and how that's their play style. Because like you said, now with Hartenstein out of the lineup, Mitchell Robinson out of the lineup, defensively, where are we? You have OG, but by himself. Okay. And DiVincenzo D's up. I think he's underrated at this point defensively. He's shown a lot, man. And he showed a lot in the playoffs.
Stay right there. But now, why doesn't Julius Randle step up his defense and his rebounding?
Because he's not.
No. But you get where I'm going?
Of course.
Like we cannot let one player hold us up. Once again, if we have an opportunity to get some of these guys, are we not going to get them because we worried about Julius Randle's game?
Well, before we veer off, I think we agree about that. Like if it's Markkanen replacing Randle, and then you put Randle on the bench, you know how I feel. You could be a 6-man, Julius Randle. I don't care. But I think Mitchell Robinson is also referring to, hey, why you want to trade him for me? That's Mitchell Robinson's thing. And
right.
That will be tougher because now we're talking about a real injury prone guy who's flat out dominant in our minds defensively. Also, to your point, psychologically, real quick. I always like when players say certain things, it confirms what we see about them. And sometimes he needed to confirm that for us because the way he came back and fought to come back in the playoffs, the way Embiid trying to rip his foot off, and he missed the game. He came back anyway. It was a stress fracture that he suffered in December, and he still came back for all that stuff is him on in the comments doing the same thing. So to your point, he does have to be careful because he's a little too he's very competitive. I should say that he's very competitive, and there's no need for you to compete with us. We're the Bronx Zoo. Don't do it, Mitchell Robinson. It's no wins. It's no wins. We'd rather you leave that for the court, is all we're saying, because we're gonna talk all crazy regardless of if you do good or not. We're nuts like that. We're gonna have a new trade machine product by the end of the night. Even if you have 30,000 rebounds, we're gonna go, hey, what's the value for him? What can we trade him for? It's the world we live in, man. So I enjoy Mitchell Robinson being that competitive, and we've seen Markkanen be competitive out there in Utah. I forgot who mentioned it earlier. I'm sorry if I forgot who mentioned it, but it is a pick and pop system in Utah where he flourished that, and it was off ball movement that where he flourished that. And again, who do we have on the Knicks to really pull Markkanen to do that? Because Julius Randle doesn't move off ball. He's more of a set of pick kind of guy and try to go on the post. Do you think Markkanen can come to the Knicks and all of a sudden he finds a similar system to himself in Utah?
Well, great question. My whole thing is, all I keep hearing is a play has to fit Tip's style. If this person come in, how is it going to affect Randall? To me, we have to be careful with that. I'm sorry. Tom Thibodeau is not Phil Jackson. Julius Randle is not Michael Jordan. Simple and plain. I'm going to pose the question again. If we had an opportunity to get Luka, will we be sitting here saying, well, I don't know about that because where's Randle going to fit? He doesn't fit Tip's coaching style. Listen, man, I just laid out that 5. Once again, when is Randle going to step up and become a better rebounder, a better offensive rebounder, a better defender? He has the frame and the Bill Pauls to do that. So for me, we need to stop trying to baby these guys and try to, please them and not, tick them off. No, in business, Fabian, you know the deal. You run a business. I'm one of your workers, but you see a guy that can do better work than me. Are you not going to hire him because you worried about how would AllBall feel if no? AllBall, listen, it's just another addition to the platform. This guy's great. Do we not take a chance on guys because we worried about people's feelings? I don't need us to get caught in that. So, like I said, Knicks Fan TV, the way he dismissed that without even thinking about it. Once again, I asked you. I gave y'all the starting 5. I don't see no problem with that starting 5. Yeah, we'll be light defensively, but why not Julius Randle step up on the defensive end? Make up for what Hartenstein did with the offensive rebounds, with the effort, with the loose balls, with the defense. He's 6'9", 6'10". People say strong as an ox. He's an Iron Man. Get it done. So we need our guys to make the sacrifices that they're expecting whatever players to come here to make the sacrifices to win. You got to do the same thing from a coaching standpoint down all the way down to the players.
Shout out to our guy, our Nick. Knicks 100, Knicks 100. Flea, he was in the building earlier. You missed him. When you rewind it, he popped up in here. He popped in here. That Nick Flea, he was in here earlier in Knicks 100. But he was, trying to tell me off again. But today I'm feeling really great. I didn't let him get to me, Knicks 100. I didn't let him do it. I didn't give in. All right. I was doing my thing. I was in control for once in my life. AllBall, 6 p.m. AllBall TV, Knicks Rehab update for you guys. Normally we try to go on at 7 o'clock, 7:30, guys. Today I gotta get into work early. I gotta be straight with you. I gotta get to the money, man. And speaking of money, if you are on a computer, that is the only way to log in, sign up with the AllBall TV family, the AllBall TV family membership through YouTube is on the computer, the PC. On the phone, hey, if you're on the phone, hit subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notifications button with the all notifications. A lot of people are saying they're not getting our notifications. We want that thing to pop up like a text message so you can see my face again with my glasses. I'm thinking of taking off my glasses for the morning, AllBall. What you think for the AM? I shouldn't have it on. This is Knicks Rehab.
Hey, man, listen. Whatever you do is fine with me. I just want the people to know, hit the like button, share, subscribe, do all of that stuff, and understand now we Knicks Rehab twice a day. Early in the morning, late evening, late afternoon. Just understand, we need y'all to please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and just support, man. And as long as y'all support us, we here for y'all. So now Knicks Rehab twice a day. We trying to get it to 3 times a day, but right now, twice a day, man. And we just need all of y'all support, and we appreciate everybody.
You already know. AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.